Hello, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am Nick from Australia. It is May 11, Monday night, 8:45 p.m. Hope you are all having a great night. Hope you guys all had a great day. Welcome to another preview video. Tonight we'll be previewing the 2020 season for the New Zealand Warriors. See how I think they will go this season. Let me know in the comments below before I start. Where do you think the Warriors will finish on the competition ladder? Obviously, probably the hardest team to get a read on the Warriors. You don't know if they're going to go good. You don't know if they're going to go bad. You can't get a read on the Warriors. But anyway, let's get straight into it. Had a bit of a look at their roster. I'll go through my best 1 to 17 for the Warriors that I think would be the best 1 to 17 for this club going forward. But let's just get into it. So, fullback, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. On the wings, David Fusitu'a and Ken Maumalo. In the centres, Patrick Herbert and Peter Hiku. 5'8", Chanel Harris-Tavita. Halfback, Blake Green. Front row, Leeson Armel and Ignatius Parsi. The hooker is Wayne Egan. The second row is Isaiah Papali'i, Tohu Harris. The lock is Jazz Tavaga. And on the bench, Cody Nikorima, Lachlan Burr, Adam Blair, and Eliza Katoa. That is the best Warriors 1 to 17 that I think can get them games, get them wins and all of that. So, what do the Warriors lack for 2020? But Jesus Christ, I don't even know where to start with the Warriors. Goodness me. How do you get a read on this club? I mean, seriously, I know they've got heaps of distractions with the whole moving to Australia, going to Tamworth, and now heading to the Central Coast to play all their home games. But good grief, how on earth do you predict the Warriors? Now, it's either they're going to go really well in Australia and play well, or they're just going to be like a terrible side, which they tend to do most years, which I like the Warriors. I like to see them do well, but let's just get into what I think they lack. Personally, I think their front row is soft. Let's be honest. Look at all the other NRL clubs' front rows, full pack. Leeson Armel and Ignatius Parsi they just aren't on the level of the other front rows in the competition. Teams like Brisbane have got Haas and Lodge. Roosters have got Takiaho and Roria Hargraves. Melbourne have got Bromwich and Asafa Solomona. Cowboys have got Maguire and McLean. Cronulla have got Fafita and Woods or something. I don't know. All these other great four packs compared to the Warriors, who just got Armau and Parsi, or Lachlan Burr, whoever starts. It's just, it's a mess. What else did I say here? I had to write all this down because the Warriors are a very tough side to get a talk on. Also, yeah, I can't forget this one. The centres. The Warriors' centres are absolutely horrendous. Now, at the start of the season, round 1 and round 2, when the Warriors played Newcastle and Canberra, they played David Fusitu'a in the centres, and I was not a fan of it from the start. I'm like, why is he going in the centres for? He's a fucking winger. It's absolutely ridiculous. Now, I know Fusitu'a's over in New Zealand still. From what I understand, he will come to Australia, but not for a couple of more weeks or so. But when he comes into the Warriors side, he better be on the fucking wing. He can't be playing in the centres, man. It's just ridiculous. I know the Warriors are short there, but, he's a dead set winger for Satua. He can't play him in the centres. It's just ridiculous. Also, their hooker, Wayne Egan, I don't think he's a bad player, but, you lose Isaac Luke, and then you just go out and sign you sign a backup New South Wales Cup player, which it came from Penrith, which I think can be a good thing, but he's only young still, man. You need some experience at hooker. Hookers these days are as important as fullbacks and halves and stuff. They're so important. In my opinion, it's really hard to win a premiership without a good hooker. I really think it's tough. And you can win a premiership without a great hooker, but it depends on your team, I think. But Wayne Egan, man, he ain't gonna win a premiership at the Warriors unless they get a stacked team, which doesn't look like they're going to be getting for a while. Also, I think their attack at the start of the year was absolutely awful. I remember the Newcastle game. Yeah, fair enough. It was the opening game, and then the game against Canberra. But Jesus Christ, their attack, the Warriors, man. They got so many attacking weapons in this side, but I think it might be the coaching of Steve Kearney. He just can't seem to get much out of how like the guys in the creative halves and the two of us as Sheks. Steve Kearney can't seem to get the best out of these guys and get these guys to score points because it's just not working for whatever reason. Maybe he's just getting a bit stale at the Warriors, Steve Kearney. I don't think he's a terrible coach. I don't mind Steve Kearney. I really don't. But it's obviously a tough job coaching the Warriors. They're probably the most unpredictable team of all time, and it's always going to be tough. Also, I think they need to try and get some salary cap money. You got guys there like Adam Blair, who just bludgeon around for money, can't seem to play any good football. Who else is here? Who else has been bludgeoning around for a while? Gerard Beale's been bludgeoning around, hasn't done much at the Warriors. Peter Hiku's done nothing. Blake Green hasn't done too much, but he goes okay, but he's getting a lot older than, Leeson Armour probably shouldn't have left the Dragons. And Ignatius Parsi hasn't done much. Tohu Harris is pretty solid still, I think. Oh, Jesus. They're a mess, the Warriors. I don't even know how you get out of it. I think the only way they can improve this roster is to just take a gamble, piss off some players that aren't really worth keeping, and just go after a forward like Nelson or Solomon and try and get some cap space for him. Chuck $1 million at Nelson, you might be able to get him. And you need some strike in the centres, man. Maybe go after Joey Manu or someone. I doubt he'll leave the Roosters, but he'd be a good he'd be a good guy to sign if the Warriors could pull it off. I know Joey Manu's from New Zealand, and I know Nelson is as well, but if I can get some cap space and try and get someone like these sort of players, they might be okay. But yeah, it's an absolute mess at the Warriors. I don't know, man. I think the only way the Warriors are going to go forward is to just piss off a heap of players and go after some big name players. Everyone says, "Oh, sack Kearney." Yeah, you can shit on Kearney all you want, but at the end of the day, you look at this roster. I don't think any good coach would be able to cope with this team. This team, I can't see this team making the 8, to be honest, but, I don't even know if Wayne Bennett would be able to get this team in the top 8. It's a mess. Anyway, I think Steve Kearney's got a lot to fix here at the Warriors. I just think, if they can get a big name forward like Nelson Asafa Solomona and a good centre like Joey Manu, they may be okay, but until they get something, they're just going to be where they are, going nowhere. What do the Warriors gain this year? Well, to be honest, they don't gain much. There's not much positivity coming out of the Warriors, but what I can tell you is the positives for the Warriors are guys like Tuivasa Sheck, who carry this team on his back, guys like Mamalo and Fusatua, who are solid outside backs there. I think Chanel Harris-Tavita is the future of this team. I think the Warriors should build the club, build the team around Chanel Harris-Tavita. I think he can lead this team to some success if they can get some more good players. Like I said before, Nelson and Joey Manu would be a good start, but I think they should make it Chanel Harris's Warriors team. Blake Green's got about a year in him. Nick Raymond probably going to the halves then. What else did I write down here that I can't forget about? Yeah, just watch Chanel Harris-Tavita, guys. He's a solid player. He's got a lot of attack in him. He can defend like an animal. He can attack like a beast. He can goal kick. He's a good game manager. He can run the ball. I think Chanel Harris-Tavita is going to become a top 5 half in a couple of years' time. Not yet. A couple of years' time, I see Chanel Harris-Tavita as a top 5, 5'8" or halfback. It doesn't really matter because he can play both positions. Solid player. Player to keep an eye out for. I've got big raps on him. Also, another guy to watch out for is Jazz Tavaga. Now, I think his best position is lock. I know the Warriors have been trying to play him at hooker for a while. It doesn't really work, to be honest. I think he's a genuine lock. He can ball play, he can tackle, he can do all the stuff that a lock can do. I think that's his best position, and I think he's a really solid player. A player to watch out for, I think. And also the other guy, I think he only just started this year. He's a back rower. Elias Katoa, I think his name is. And there's another guy there. His last name is Brown. I can't pronounce his first name, but guys like Katoa and Brown, there's two young forwards coming through. These guys add a bit of spark to the Warriors back row. So just keep an eye on Elias Katoa, and the last name I think is Brown something. I'm sure Warriors NRL fanatics will let me know in the comments below who I'm talking about, but he was solid. So keep an eye on those young back rowers. And Isaiah Papali'i is another one that I have a bit of a rap on. But their front row, their centres, their bench, it's flat, man. Or I think it's going to be, look, anything else I need to say here about the Warriors? Alright, so the predicted finish for the Warriors this year, I believe they're going to finish 15th, second last on the ladder. I think they're going to have a terrible year. Yeah, look, I believe it'll be a long year for the Warriors. What else did I write down here? Oh, the other thing too. Look, personally, I think it'll be a long year for the Warriors. They're going to play most of their games in Sydney because of the whole, the whole pandemic thing at the moment going on. They can't play any home games in New Zealand, so it might affect them a fair bit. Look, I think playing at Central Coast could be a good thing. It's a nice stadium. Fantastic venue to play at, but I just feel there's not much going at the Warriors, not much attack, not much defense. They may struggle for points. I think it's going to be a long year for the Warriors. Overall, I think they'll finish 15th. They'll finish second last. I hope I'm wrong. I hope the Warriors finish like bloody 8th or something. I hope they prove me wrong and have a great year, but the roster they have at the moment, and they're 1-17 on paper, it doesn't really doesn't inspire me at all. Doesn't convince me. I think the key to the Warriors is Tuivasa Sheck and Chanel Harris-Tavita, but outside of those two, there isn't really much going on at the Warriors, and I think if they finish 15th like I'm predicting, I think Steve Kearney may get the axe, and I think the Warriors may look for a new coach, like maybe Nathan Brown or someone, but they're going to have a tough year. Overall, Warriors to finish 15th. Anyway, guys, I'm getting out of here. Make sure you guys go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching the Warriors 2020 season preview. Tomorrow night, I will be doing the West Tigers. So, stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good one, guys.